Hi guys, this video is going to be on breakups, how to get over a breakup and coping with getting over your first love. I know it is probably the most difficult thing, especially if you're young, like in your teens. It's probably the most difficult thing that you've been through in your life by far, and it hurts. It's painful, it hurts. If you've never experienced a breakup, you probably won't understand the pain, but it's the worst. It feels like somebody just punched you in your stomach. It hurts so bad. Now, the longer you've been with somebody, the worse the breakup will be, most likely. Um, and I'm just going to give you some tips and advice. I'm going to try to keep this short, but I'm going to try to help you cope with that. I can't promise that you're going to get over it because it's not, if you're in love, you're not just going to get over it. But it will be easier to have someone to talk to and talk about and get advice from someone who's been in that position and be able to tell you like how to make it easier. My first thing is always be honest with yourself. If you were the one who caused the breakup, if you made a mistake and did something wrong, be honest. Stop fronting saying that, it's their fault or they could have avoided the situation or y'all could have avoided it, whatever. If you did something to cause this breakup, admit to it. Be honest about it and call it that. You can't just pretend that everything. It's okay to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But it's not okay to make a mistake and blame everyone else for it. If you did it, you did it. Own up to that and be honest. Another thing is if you need to cry, cry. Let it out. Be miserable. I say give yourself 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks to sit in your room and be miserable as long as you want to. Just not as long as you want to, just those 2 weeks. Be miserable. It hurts, it sucks, but you can't pretend that everything is okay because as soon as you break up with somebody and you try to hide those feelings in and you go out doing what you want, it's going to get worse because you're keeping that build up inside. Let the hurt out. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, let it out. Be miserable, but don't be miserable forever. Give yourself 2 weeks to sit around, eat ice cream, and cry. Be sad. That's going to help you. But only give yourself those 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, you need to start going out with your friends. Enjoy being single again. Being able to go out and do what you want to do without having to call or text that other person, telling them who you're with and where you at and when you're going to be back. Enjoy being single. Go out to get some drinks. Go out to smoke. Go out to bowl. Go out to the mall with your friends. Go to the movies. Go get some ice cream, whatever. But go out and have a good time being single. Another thing is don't try to jump into another relationship because that is also going to make it worse. When you break up with somebody, your heart is still freshly broken, and jumping into another relationship will only make that worse because you still have open wounds and you're just allowing someone else to come in there and like poke on those wounds. Is basically what you're doing. I'm not saying that if you're interested in somebody that you can't talk to them, you can't, go out with them every now and then, but don't make anything official. Enjoy your time being single. Another thing is, like I said, talk to people. Grab a best friend, grab your mom, your dad, your counselor, somebody, and talk to them. Let them know that you're hurting and that you need somebody to talk to. Don't keep that built in. Also, this is what I had the hardest time doing: staying off of their social networks. Now, on I think the easiest social network to stop, because everybody's really pretty much private on Facebook. Facebook's going to be the easiest because you delete them on Facebook, you're not going to be able to really get back onto their page unless they accept you. As far as Instagram and Twitter, my two worst enemies during my breakup. If their Instagram and Twitter are public, you're going to have some trouble. If you're like me, I could not stay off of his social networks because I just felt like I had to check to see if he was going to tweet about me, tweet that he missed me, or post a picture of me on Instagram saying how much he misses me and wants me back. And he never did it. So it was kind of like, dang, that just made it worse. That just stretched out my wound some more. Stay off of his social networks. Stay off of their social networks. It's going to be one of the toughest things to do, but you have to do it. Block them on everything. Just stay off. If that means for you to stay off of your social network as well, stay off of it for a few days. Just give yourself time to grieve. It sucks. It hurts. But what you're doing by staying on the social networks is making it so much worse. Stay off of it. It's going to be hard because you're going to be tempted to constantly get on there, but you have to stay off of it. You have to grow from this. You have to give yourself growth. This is a learning experience. It's life. It's going to happen to all of us. And it hurts. And it sucks. But just know that you will find someone. You will love again. It feels right now like there's no one else for you. It feels right now like you'll never find anyone else that cares about you and does the things that he or she did. There's somebody else who does them and does them better. Okay? Get over it. Another thing is songs, smells, places. You might think that might not be a big deal, but it is. Songs that remind you of that person, don't listen to, okay? Delete them off of your phone, delete them off of your computer, take that CD out of your car and break it if you need to. Don't listen to it, okay? Because all you're doing is reminiscing. Stop thinking about it. If you're gonna think about them, think about the bad times you guys had. So then you won't feel as bad. You're like, Dad, I remember they used to do this. I remember we used to do that. Stop doing that. Think about when they did this or did that and made you mad and you broke up with them, but y'all got right back together. Think about those times, okay? Think about the bad times. That'll keep you on your feet. Also, smells. When I said smells, because there's a cologne that reminds me of his smell every time I smell it, because my dad has it. So every time I smell it, it's just like brings me right back to those days. And it's hard. You might not think so, but smelling that just brings me right back to square one. Stay away from those smells. If your dad has the same cologne that your boyfriend had, or your mom has the same perfume that your girlfriend had, stay away from it. Tell them to throw it out. Something. Stay away from it. It sucks, I know, but it's the truth. Places. If you guys used to go bowling at the same bowling alley all the time, or go to this restaurant all the time, or ordered this sandwich all the time, stop eating that sandwich. Stop going to that bowling alley. Stop going to that restaurant. Go somewhere else until you are over this, until you're okay with going back to those. These are little changes, but they're going to make a big difference. I promise. Now, I'm going to try to wrap up here in a second because this video is getting kind of long. But like I said, guys, it's not easy at all. But stop pretending to be okay. Cry, let it out. Stay off of those social networks. Stop going to that same restaurant and ordering that same sandwich. Stop listening to that song. Stop watching that movie y'all used to watch together. Think of the bad times that y'all had together. I promise you, these small changes will make a big difference. But all in all, if it's a fresh breakup, please give yourself time to grieve. Cry, sleep, eat. Give yourself time to grieve. But after those 2 weeks are up, you get out. You start exercising. You start going out with your best friend. You start doing other things to keep your mind off of them, okay? And I promise you, it will get better. You will feel better. You will get over it. But it takes time and patience. You have to be patient. You have to give it time. Because you're not just going to get over it right away. Especially if it's your first love. Give it time. I'm going to end this with saying I'm sorry that you are going through this. Honestly, I'm so sorry. I know the feeling. I know it sucks. Just know that there are people who are willing to talk to you. There are people who are willing to listen, and it will get better. I promise. If you need somebody to talk to me. Email me. It will get easier. I promise you. You just have to learn how to open up and talk to people, let it all out, cry, and after that, grow up. After those 2 weeks, I don't feel bad for you anymore. Grow up, get out of the house and start doing things, because getting your mind off of it is what's really important. Staying off of those social networks, it will help you guys. Just use the tips that I gave you. I promise you, you will feel a lot better. And in a few months, you will be right back on your feet. Just don't go crawling back to them when they start to hurt. They will start to hurt eventually. If they didn't show it those first 2 weeks, in a couple months they're going to show. And don't go running back, because you went through it this time. It'll most likely happen again. Don't let it happen again. Okay. Now, so I hope that helped you guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you next time.